Hey there. So what the heck is ancestral healing and why does it really matter? Now, before I came across this whole ancestral healing, I really asked myself that same question. Why do we have to look to the past? And I didn't appreciate it because I was coming from a lower mind point of view, thinking that I got it going on. I don't need to learn from the past. Not true. This is a very shallow, not very thoughtful and considerate point of view when I first came across awareness. So, as an affiliate of the Shift Network, they brought into my awareness the whole notion of ancestral healing and how significant it can really be. And shamanic practitioners throughout the ages have understood the significance of this and understanding the ability to connect with your ancestors to heal your inherited, personal, and collective trauma is worth considering. So how do you do that? And I've interviewed several people that have participated in workshops and events on the topic of ancestral healing, which I'll share in our links below so you can dive deeper into it. But it's really kind of a shamanic understanding for sure, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be related to shamanism. The energy of it is very similar. So where can you discover practices to connect with your ancestors, open to joyful renewal, and experience the life-changing of ancestral healing? That's today's topic. And I'm here to introduce you to this year's Shift Network's Ancestral Healing Summit that's coming up soon in January of 2022. And it's a 4-day event that is running, let me just tell you when it's running, January 18th to the 21st. So we got plenty of time to kind of, lean into this and understanding how significant are awesome. It's an opportunity to connect with a wide variety of topics, within subtopics within the overall topic of ancestral healing and understanding that. So Ancestral Healing Summit is coming up, and if this is of interest to you, you can register at any time in the links below, and you'll be brought to the registration page of at the Mind Body Spirit Network, which will then redirect you to the registration page for the Shift Network's Ancestral Healing Summit. We can really see who's presenting. There's 30 people. I'm not going to read all of them today. I'll read a few of them, but just to get you going on this topic. So before I get started, though, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Liz Garcia. I'm your happy host here at HighVibeTribeRadio.com on the podcast and HighVibeTribeTV.com on our YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to help you raise your level of consciousness on a wide variety of topics so that you can be the change you want to see in your life and the world. And I support this intention by creating and content that's calibrated to its level of consciousness and has indicators of higher consciousness. And of consciousness, I know what to look for. I can feel the energy and the intention of things. Also aligned with partners like the Shift Network who have been calibrated at a level of consciousness, and they clearly are operating from a high level of integrity, intention, and they're on a mission, as I am, to raise the level of consciousness of you and on a wide variety of topics, whatever your interests are, and the planet in general. So I want to just read, because summits are awesome. Again, if you've never been to a summit, there's going to be 30 experts in the field ancestral healing. And there'll likely be 30 different webinars, and they're typically each on all to pick it. You can cherry pick who you want to listen to or the topic that's of interest to you once you're registered for the summit and get their lineup of speakers. So I'm just going to the event and then decide whether this is for you, and then go and register, and then, you can choose. You can't, not 4 days on a summit, but maybe many of you can because you're already practitioners or therapists. This would be super helpful for many of you to kind of dive deeper into and connect with some consciousness and truth on this topic. So I'm going to read. Take a few moments to reflect on the lives of your ancestors and the kind of situations and circumstances they experienced over the generations. Their accomplishments, life changes, and also the traumatic events they may have endured. How much do you really? Now I'm going to take a little segue here for a second, and if you've ever seen the PBS show called Finding Your Roots, this is really addressed in a deeper and meaningful way. And celebrities or people, famous, they bring them in and they do a family tree, and they pick up all kinds of super interesting information that helps you to really on an individual basis can pave the way to his life. As an example, Finding Your Roots on PBS is a great television show. My dad and I would sit and watch it together. So well done. Highly recommend that. But this is just a look at how significant understanding your roots can be. So, back to the event description here. Did you know that the experience of your ancestors, both positive and negative, can be passed down from generation to generation, leaving psychic and even physical imprints? Now, as kind of a reader of energy myself and a teacher of consciousness, I've always felt or understood that, people talk about genes and passing on like cancer or any type of physical ailment, diabetes, through a family. In my understanding and the way I felt about it, it's really the vibration of the beliefs and the traumas and the experiences behind it all, or karmic inheritance behind it all, that's creating the manifestation of diseases, as an example. So I've always felt if you can nip the beliefs and the vibration and the feeling and the consciousness that creates the problems in the bud, you can skip. You don't have to have some belief that you're going to get breast cancer, as an example. That's like goofy. I'm like, I refuse to believe any type of anything like that. I let it go. I don't buy into the fear of it all and thinking that it's a done deal, because it is not. And epigenetics can point to that as well. So here's an upside. Many of us have inherited special skills and talents from your lineages. That includes you, not just us, you. But you can also carry your ancestors' traumas in your bodies, hearts, minds, and souls without being aware of what they went through. Especially at a time as this, when collective trauma is at a peak, there can be a re-triggering within you of your ancestors' suffering, which can manifest in all manner of ailments, including depression, anxiety, somatic and physiological disorders, and more. It's primarily, this is kind of what I was just saying, it's primarily this DNA memory of trauma that now prevents you from leveraging your skills to draw upon your own deepest strengths. When you create sacred connections with members of your lineage who've passed, you can tap into their wisdom, clearing your energy field and theirs of intergenerational cycles of trauma that haunt the living and the dead. Like, seriously, when I heard about this, I'm like, enough is enough. Let's end the cycle with us, right? Let's end the abuse, the trauma, the whole 9 yards has got to end somewhere. And it can end with each one of us on a wide variety of topics. You don't have to be perfect and just try to resolve all things in your life. But if something shows up that you feel you can address, like, step into courage and just have at it. So when you open yourself to claim the talents and abilities that are your natural birthright, allowing you, your family, and future generations to live happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives. This is what what can come of this opening of awareness. It's an awakening to see that you're more than just your own pioneers that have kind of blazed a trail of light or darkness for each one of us. There's trailblazers of light in our generations. There's trailblazers of darkness. So how can you piggyback on those trailblazers of light and kind of offset, let go of the trailblazing of darkness and trauma that many of us carry with us. So that's why I'm thrilled to invite you or to share the Ancestral Healing Summit of 2022 that's being put on. It's put on by the Shift Network every year, so this is the time it comes around. And I'm fascinated by how popular this event was. And there's some type of affinity or alignment within the Mind, Body, Spirit network that has to do with ancestral healing and shamanism. There's the energy of this is really prevalent, and we have a lot of participants coming through the network that are interested in this topic. So if you're listening today, there's a good chance this is meant for you as well. So the summit is a global gathering of leading ancestral healing experts and inspiring teachers who will be sharing a powerful synthesis of spirituality, science, and ancient wisdom and practices from around the world that promises to transform your life and your legacy and ground you into your highest purpose. Now, you're going to enjoy more than 30 of today's leading experts, including teachers like Thomas Hubel, Langston Kahn, Sandra Ingerman, who's really well known in the shamanic world. I've had 3 interviews with Sandra. She's a sweet honey pie, and we have a lot in common, and we have a lot of fun interviews. Ancestral healing realm that I've interviewed. And there's a whole list of others. Grandmother Flora de Mayo, Dr. Linda Howe. Again, 30 people. I'm not going to read them all here. If you click on the link to register for this summit below, you can see everyone that's involved and then register for it. So necessary for you and your family to thrive while also benefiting future generations of your bloodline, the global community, and even our beautiful Earth. Sounds like a win-win to me. So by communicating with your ancestors through powerful practices such as ancestral astrology, genealogical past life regression, and many other things, you can send ripples of healing, restorative energy to your entire family tree while learning more about the underlying emotional or spiritual root causes manifesting as your own physical or mental symptoms. That's pretty significant to know and understand. Now, there's a whole lot more going on with the event. I don't want to ramble on when you can just go, you've got the gist of it. And if you register for the event, you'll land on the registration page, which I'll show you here, that you'll find at the Shift Network's registration page. And see the detail of this 4-day event. There's all kinds of interesting topics. I'm just going to read maybe 3 of them. There's like a dozen here. I'm not going to read them all, but let's just say, here's one of them. Discover how you can transform inherited emotional DNA, those familiar ancestral family system patterns of success, failure, love, and money. So how can you transform things that you want in your life? You can learn how to detox and transmute your epigenetic inheritance of ancestral traumas by learning to activate the regenerative power of your liver and gallbladder. This is a very different type of topic. So I'm going to just share one more. You can study ancestral astrology to see how your own natal chart is connected to ancestral patterns that dictate your role in the larger family dynamic. Now, as a teacher of consciousness, you may not be aware that astrology calibrates at a very high level of consciousness, meaning that it holds truth and power in understanding what is being revealed to you in your astrology report. And the level of consciousness of what you can discover in an astrology report, as an example, is dependent on the person's kind of expertise, whoever's providing the report for you or the reading. Their level of expertise and knowledge will dictate what level of consciousness that report is at. And, higher does not necessarily mean better, a higher level of consciousness. It's what you can understand and integrate now. You don't necessarily need the highest level understanding of your own astrology or the astrology of ancestral lineage. So just a little plug for higher consciousness there. So I'm not going to read any more. Whether you're new to ancestral repair work or you already incorporate it in your life, the visionary speakers in this summit will bring to light the curative powers of ancestral healing, helping you shift your present and our future. Register today and discover the tools you'll need to cultivate more connection, harmonize your body, mind, and spirit, and heal wounds from the past that can literally change your genetic destiny. Now, the summit runs January 18th. Hold on, let me look at the exact dates again. January 18th through the 21st. That's a 4-day summit. You can enter it at any time. And when you register for it, you're going to be offered the opportunity to buy it, so that you don't have to sit through all of it or, cancel all your work or whatever, so that you can see all of it. And it's really a nominal fee, as I recall, to buy all 30 of those webinars, but they're going to bring you a long way into understanding ancestral healing. Again, it's free to attend. You don't have to buy anything, but you're only going to be able to see what's available each day. So you're going to have to kind of, pick and choose what always awesome, because you're going to be introduced to so many different experts and topics that if you haven't attended a summit yet, this could be a good one to check out. Stay tuned again. We have all kinds of new events coming out every week. And then we have some that are called evergreen events that I'll be sharing, that you can access at any time. This is not one of them because it's going to be over by January 21st. Thanks for joining us here. If you like what's happening, please share our podcast, highvibetriberadio.com, or our YouTube channel at highvibetribetv.com. Share it with a friend or family or associate and help us grow our community of conscious individuals intending to raise your level of consciousness and be the change you want to see in this world. See you later.